Assignment 4B video 4. In this assignment right here, we've just sent the request for Ontario base map to send us the information back. If you go to your email, you should be able to find it. If you double click, open up the email, you should be able now to download this information, and what you do is simply click on it and then save it. Once you save it, it should appear here, and in order to find it, what you might have to do is simply right click in this area and then open the containing folder. That way you'll have it right here. Then you can simply copy it or cut it and move it into the folder that you want to link to your ArcMap. So for this, it'll be the ArcGIS assignments. Let's see, demo 4B, and I've created another folder called OBM download. I'm simply just going to paste it here. Once it's pasted, what you want to do is, it is a zipped up folder, so simply right click on it and extract all. And what this is asking is, where will the files be extracted to? I'm simply going to leave it as the default and say OK, because generally what happens is that in the zipped up area, zipped up folder, we'll create another folder of the same name with all the files inside it that are not zipped, that are now unzipped. This is the folder that we'll have to link later on in our ArcMap. So now we can simply close this off, close this, and then start our ArcMap program. For this right here, I've downloaded the latest one, for at least at the time of this video, of 10.2.1. So right now, we can just simply start with a blank map and click on OK. And with this blank canvas here, the first thing that we need to do is add some information. So add the data. If you recall, go to this button right here. If we click on this, you might find that that the folder that you're looking for is not readily available. And what you'll have to do is actually connect to the folder that you've saved all the information to. So I'm going to click on this connect to folder and simply go to the area where I have it, teaching, this one right here, assignments, assignment 4, and demo, and assignment 4B. So I want to connect to this folder right here initially, and then again to this one later on. So assignment 4B, clicking on OK. What this allows me to do is, this is in assignment 4B, this is the JPEG image that we saved from Google Earth. If we click on this right here and we simply click on add, ArcMap will ask you if this information right here, do you want to, would you like to create pyramids? Simply click on no for now. ArcMap will also say that it's unknown spatial reference, and you can say okay, that's fine. We know that it's unreferenced and we're going to reference it soon. So we click on OK, and then your map pops up. So right away we have we've started the ArcMap and inserted our map into the program. This concludes assignment 4B video 4. Assignment 4B video 3. The next step is to go to the Ontario base map and zoom into an area that you've selected for your map. To do this, we'll start with the course homepage. If we go down to the course links and click on Ontario base map, it should open up for you into this area right here. And then what you're going to have to do is, using the zoom button, pick a window around the area that you've chosen for your map. In this case right here, we're looking for Mohawk College. So once we've zoomed in enough, we'll be able to find it. And right here is, you can see the outline of the building. So what you want to do is, again, pick an area that encompasses what you've selected for your map. And I'm just going to move it up. So the 4 points that we've chosen are basically this section right here, this, I believe, over here, this point, and this point right here. So this gives us a nice central location. The next step is to select the layers that you would like on and off. So to do that, on the right hand side right here, I'm going to start by taking off most of the layers. Keep the building footprints on. You can take off everything else. Leave the transportation lines on and the roads on. You can leave the railroads on. Essentially what you're doing here is taking off or eliminating all the layers that are unnecessary for when you overlay this onto your map that you've saved. What we want to do is make sure that this falls directly onto our map. I'll also take off the town name, the municipality name, and all of that. So once that's done, in order to change the look of this, you have to scroll all the way down and then refresh your map. As you can see, it's taken off a few of the items, but it cleans it up a little bit. Okay, for this right here, so all I have are the building footprints, transportation line, roads, railroads, building points. Depending on the location that you've selected, you might want to keep, let's say, the miscellaneous lines on, or certain water segments. If you have a lake or a stream nearby, keep those on as well. I'll leave that up to yourself to decide what will be necessary. As soon as this is done, what you want to do is go to the very left hand side here in this item. This button right here will allow you to download the information. Once you click on this, this will bring this information up, and this should be familiar with yourself from the previous assignments. And in this right here, you have your lower left, upper right, the lower left and the upper right as well. What you're going to find is if you try to download this and you download the information, you might get a warning sign that says you must enter text with 15 or few characters. What I suggest right here is you save 8 decimal places and then delete the rest. So save 8 positions after the decimal, and the same on this side as well. Okay, let's see. So once you've done this and you click on I agree, don't forget you have to log in, and what they'll do is send you some information back at the email address that you provided when you logged on. So then you would simply click on download the information. This sign will pop up thanking you, and you should receive an email very shortly, actually, from this website. So we can close this off right here, and then actually you can close this as well. Okay, this concludes assignment 4B video 3. Assignment 4B video 2. Okay, picking up where we left off, we had just finished saving this image using Microsoft Paint. One thing that I forgot to mention in the last video is to save it as a JPEG, and it might not have done this automatically. So if you still have the program open, or you can open it up again, what you want to do is go to File, Save As a JPEG. It might have automatically saved it as a PNG. So save it as a JPEG. Clicking on this will save it under the same name but using the JPEG, and click on Save. Once that's saved as a JPEG image, we can then close this program. This right here is now Google Earth, and one thing that we have to do in order to make the georeferencing a little bit easier in the next few steps is to be proactive here. And what we're going to do is I'm going to not minimize it, but reduce this scale, and I'm going to start up Microsoft Excel. Now you can simply write the coordinates down yourself, but I find this a little bit faster, a little bit easier. And all I'm going to do is just get a few of the columns ready here. And this one will be location, so that we don't get confused. Then we'll have our latitudes and longitudes. Okay, you might notice that with Google Earth right here, one of the features that it has is right at the bottom here, you see the latitudes and longitudes. If yours does not show decimals, as in 43.227 for this area right here, of course your addresses might be different, and negative 79.88, again, might be different. If it doesn't show that, all you have to actually do is go to Tools on Google Earth, go to Options, and if you go down to here in your 3D view and it says Show Decimal Degrees, yours might show the degrees, minutes, and seconds. If you click on Apply, click on OK, I think by default you'll have this 43 degrees north and 79 degrees west. You should switch this to the decimals. So again, go to Tools, go to Options, click on Decimal Degrees, click on OK, and it should switch it automatically. And as you notice, when you bring your cursor around or the hand around, it will show you the different latitudes and longitudes. This is what we want to copy into this area, into our Excel spreadsheet for use later in our ArcMap. So, since we've already clicked on these points right here and have put a place mark on there, all we actually have to do is go to this left-hand side right here, and if you highlight the intersection and right-click, you can go down to Properties. It'll pull up this information right here. We can simply copy the location and copy the location to Fennel and Garth. Then highlight the latitude, but be sure not to select the space or the degree at the end. And if we simply copy this and paste it into Excel, and again the same thing, copy this and paste it for our longitude. We can click on OK and go down to the next one. Right click again, go to Properties, copy the location, with the latitude, and the longitude, and do this again for the other two intersections. Okay. Oh, one more. Right click, properties, and paste it. This will give you a rough location that you can then enter in when you're referencing your picture. And then we have our latitudes and longitudes. Once we have this information right here, we can then close off Google Earth because we don't need this anymore. And then you can save this into the appropriate location. And I'm just going to call this Mohawk coordinates, just for future reference. You can leave this open or you can close it as long as you can find it later. Okay, this concludes assignment 4B video 2. Assignment 4B video 1. In this video and in this assignment, we're going to learn how to georeference an image that we capture off the internet or that you bring in by some other means. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start Google Earth. Once we have Google Earth, what I'm going to do is I'm going to simply type in an address, and I'll simply use the college address. So this is Google Earth. If you don't have this, you can capture the image in another fashion, but I believe the easiest is to install Google Earth on your computer and do it this way. So I am just going to simply type in at the in the top left here the search for Mohawk College. And once I type that in, you should Google Earth should automatically zoom into the location of Mohawk College. Once you have this, zoom out a fair distance. Let's see, and by zooming out, all you have to do is simply scroll on the mouse, use the scroll button, and scroll it up or down, and you can zoom in or out very easily. And for this assignment here, I'm going to zoom into approximately this area right here. And what we're going to do is now use this button right up here where I can add a place mark. And I'm going to first zoom into this area right here at Fennel and Garth. So zooming into this location right here, I'm going to simply add a place mark and put it approximately in the center of the intersection. Under this name right here, I am simply going to type in Fennel and Garth and click on OK. I'm going to zoom out and I'm going to go to this location right here, this other intersection that borders the college, and this will be Fennel and West 5th. And in a similar fashion, I'm going to simply click and add a place mark at approximately the intersection, and then type in Fennel and West 5th and click on OK. The other locations that I'm going to do is at Garth and Bendemeer. So zooming into this location right here, add a place mark and move it approximately to the intersection, center of the intersection. And type in Garth and Bendemeer. Click on OK. The last intersection that I'm going to do is this one here at West 5th and South Bend. Take this place mark, again, in the center of the intersection, and type in West 5th and South Bend. And click on OK. Now if you take a look at this, you might have accidentally rotated the screen so that it no longer shows it at 90 degrees. What you want to do is make sure that you're at 90 degrees, or you're looking straight down at the map. So once we have this right here, and all I did was click on search over here to make sure that I'm looking straight down at the college. I'm going to zoom back out. This simply pan over. So that I have the 4 points that I've marked down, and they're clearly visible. Okay, so once we have this right here, the next step is to capture this image that we have right now. So to do that, you would go up to the edit and simply click on copy image. This will copy the image of the screen of the map onto your clipboard. After we have that, we can then open up the Microsoft Paint or whatever imaging files or programs that you use, and then simply paste. So to do that, I have Microsoft Paint icon right here. I'm going to simply open this up. Once we have this opened up, we'll click on paste. It should paste your image right onto your screen. And then we can simply save it. Let's see, we can save it into the appropriate file. This I'm using demo A4b, and in this area right here, if you type in your last name, first name, then georef, and simply click on save. So now that this image is saved, we can then use it in our ArcMap program. This concludes assignment 4B video 1.